independent hoe, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy, and on that keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a rap laxative, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made not a title, cause it's my identity, and wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in a symphony. They keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency, and ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.
YouTube world, what is good? It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step two. What's good, y'all? I know it's been a long time since you seen a brother face, you know what I'm saying? But it's still the same thing how you always left it. It's the one man, 4,000 flavor of DFW sports. Just your super fan from the DFW land. Been a long time. Took a good little break. You know, month of July has been something very busy. You know, daughter having her birthday, going to take a finally getting a vacation. Man, bruh, long overdue for a vacation, but we finally got one in. Had to hit up second home, which was South Padre. And I mean, if you ain't kind of told, you know, kind of tell already, you know, I mean, the light is on me, but your boy did get a good little shade darker. You know what I'm saying? It's always great to get some new skin. But how's everybody been doing, man? I'm trying to come back every Wednesday, man, every hump day. Around this time, y'all know how it was with IE Sports Radio. So I'm figuring, you know, at least I need to make sure I get dedicated to doing once a week, at least for sure. Football season come around. That's a whole nother story within itself. If the Rangers can make the postseason, that's another thing within itself. But, man, it's been a minute since I just sat down and chat with y'all over the waves, man. I got to get back in the rhythm. Got to make sure I get all y'all engaged every way possible. Try to do some more things, man. But it's been a good journey either way, still going. It's kind of middle of the quiet season where it's just baseball going on. As of right now, he is watching the Rangers and Angels game 3 right now. Hoping the Rangers don't get swept. Just got through. The reason I didn't start at 9 o'clock because I was trying to go ahead and finish the end of the Wings game as the Wings took another L tonight. Tough loss. They did all they could do to battle back to make it close and at least make it sweat to the end. So talk a little bit about that. Talk some Texas Rangers and the way their season is going as the trade deadline is coming close to a nearest end. You haven't heard the Rangers make a lot of noise. So talk that toward the end as they're geared up there in the third inning against the Angels right now. But of course, you know, I'll talk some Dallas Mavericks basketball. It's been a minute since we done wrapped the taste about that. There's been some news going in and back and forth. I really not is going to spend that much time on, if you want to say, about Luka being in shape and on the, you know, I'm really not going to spend that time. I'm really just going to look at what the Mavs got going on as they exited summer league, as they get ready for preseason coming around the corner, as the preseason schedule was released for the Dallas Mavericks. We'll talk about that jumping up in here. And as well, you know, we're going to kick it off with some Cowboy flavor. It's about time that football is almost around the corner, y'all. Football is almost around the corner. So y'all know we got to get ready to gear it up for some Dallas Cowboys talk. And I'm looking forward to this season, trying to turn it up a little bit, much more notch going up in there. So I hope for 1 second that, you know, it ain't even no hope. I mean, the Cowboys are going to be a team that you know what they're going to be. But before we go on, make sure you hit that like button. Go ahead and if you haven't already, if you like any teams about the DFW sports as a fan, man, I'm just trying to bring flavor. I'm not breaking no news or inside or anything like that. We just follow a lot of people, and we just always try to get into the trenches as much as we can as the game goes on. So we got some things going on lit, and if y'all haven't already, follow me on X at Drewski Self-Made. We get some things rolling on there, always talking about some DFW sports as well. So, man, let's jump into it, man. Dallas Cowboys reaction news. You got a lot of things that's coming on up in here. I hit the chat real quick. Derpy Entertainment, what's good? He said, is the onions being cut because there's football that's about to come on. Oh, the Hall of Fame game is coming around the corner tomorrow, Thursday is the Hall of Fame game. So I feel you where you coming from, man. Appreciate you for stopping by and joining in the chat. But you ain't lying. You ain't lying. It's finally some football around the corner. We can actually gear up. I mean, hopefully everybody's, kind of getting their yards all set up. Hopefully you got your new grills or you done cleaned your grills and all that stuff. Get ready for this football season that is coming amongst us. Man. And my birthday is, Labor Day, Labor Day week anyway, which that's when the season be kicking off. So it was like your boy was destined to be part of some football. But man, we got some, training camp notes that's going on with the Dallas Cowboys, everything what I've been trying to take on and looking forward. That's what's going in. Man, you want to get very excited about the Dallas Cowboys season just because it's football season. You know what I'm saying? It's football season. So you really just good for football, period. But there's still a lot of question marks that I got with the Dallas Cowboys. But everything on the solid front, we were asking questions about how is this going to really look with Brian Schottenheimer running the show? Did he get the right coaching staff? Do he have the right people to support him in his first year as an NFL head coach? Is that going to be the thing that happens? And you see early on, he's getting tested early because you have a lot of injuries going down. You done had 2 offensive linemen that done basically went down. You done really had 3 because Terrence Steele, he sprained his ankle as well. So you had 3 offensive linemen that basically, already got, nipped up and chipped up. So this is already, as a coach who says that they want to run the football, that he said they're going to run the damn football. They make no mistake about it. This is Brian Schottenheimer's words. They're going to run the damn football. So, okay, I hear that. But, is that really going to be the case? Can you really do it if your offensive line is so damn banged up? You know what I'm saying? Well, that's just something. Who, as a Cowboy fan, that we're hoping everybody's looking at the running back position because, having George Pickens alongside of CeeDee Lamb, now you got 2 receivers that that they're going to push the issue on the outside. Now, Jake Ferguson received his money. Some people disagree with it. Some people like it. Me, I'm not too much upset about it. It just goes to show that this organization can kind of get ahead of things and actually get things done. And they do have money that they can allocate to all of their players. So that's all the Ferguson deal did show me. Now, did he have a bad season last year? Yes, but bruh, everybody had a bad year in 2024. Everybody. He said until Jerry Jones is gone, it will be no need for apologies. No need for apologies because you know what? It's crazy because me and my big bro, we always be having these conversations. And he has a saying, matter of fact, okay, let me put it this way. It's a saying that say the Cowboys won't be ish until that die. Now, I as much as you want to say about Jerry, you see Stephen Jones is the one that's actually handling a lot of these negotiations. To be honest with you, Jerry doesn't have no issue paying a player. That's the reason they created the salary cap for the NFL in the first place, because he came in with all his oil money, oil gambling money and all that type stuff. And he basically made a heist in a trade and he spent money. And they won 3 out of 4, they won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. And ever since then, they put that salary cap on him and he ain't been able to do nothing because it shows you he cannot GM manage nothing. But he would overpay. He would actually overpay. Truth be told, Jerry don't have no problem paying. But Steven, Steven might be worse. Steven might be worse because it seems like he don't want to pay. Now he gets up there and sit there and say, we want Michael Parsons paid. But he has to want to be paid. What's it, bruh? First of all, how can you even fix your mouth to say somebody wants to get paid? Man, we all trying to get paid, bruh. Regardless if you play football or not, we all in life is trying to get paid. You up here talking about Michael wants to, he got to want to get paid too. What? You talking about all them numbers that he has putting up? That shows he's wanting to get paid. Now, a lot of people are saying, you go in between Cowboys camp, they're talking about it's most likely just the fight on years. See, this was the problem with Prescott, and it seems like this was the problem with CeeDee Lamb too. I as a Cowboy fan, you saw Zeke hold out for his money. You just saw, Zach Martin do it. You saw Dak. He didn't hold out, but he had a contract negotiation dispute that went on. It's just year after year. And then next year, you're going to look up and Tyler Smith is going to want his, or it's going to be Deron Bland is going to want his money. Tyler Smith is going to want his money. Y'all going to just beat y'all feet. Come on, bro. Like, is you is or is you ain't. That's what you going to do. Now, looking at the injuries, man, to see what happened to Tyler Guyton, good thing you got, it's bad that a bone fracture is never good, but damn, you get a bone fracture, that's going to hurt, but it's better than a torn ACL. So his ACL still intact, but he going to be banged up. They're saying hopefully it could be to the start of the season that he could come back. But my guess, you would rather put your money on basically when they come back down here to Arlington to face the Giants is a possibility. I would say that. That's more of a possibility. But you look at what kind of combinations can you make? And me and my brothers, we was talking and we was like, what would you rather prefer? Because last year when they put Hoffman at guard, he actually did pretty good when they moved Tyler Smith to the tackle position. So do you think moving Tyler, they're not going to move Tyler Smith. So we can get off of that. We can get off that. As much as I would rather them, it seems like you keep getting these type of injuries and it's going to force you to where you're probably going to have to play Tyler Smith out there at the tackle. You know what I'm saying? But I'm guessing if they want a great positive run game, it's all about being inside, keeping, Cooper BB basically upright. And I think that's exactly what they're going to be going for. I think that's what they're shooting and aiming for. But I said in that draft class, Ozzie Richards, I kept coming back to it. I was like, bro, he could be the steal of that draft, bro, because I like all his attributes. He done basically played everywhere on the offensive line except the center position, but he's been everywhere. What type of tackles do you know that you can go out and get in free agency right now that you would be like, you know what, we done had Ozzie Richards here in the fold. He done been everywhere. You got a new coaching staff, so a new eye is always something telling, but they love Ozzie Richards. If he can translate to two coaching staffs like that, then I would look to give Ozzie Richards his take. But then they also got Nate Thomas, who was a late round draft pick, that they both are competing and taking reps at the first, starting left tackle position. So, the Joneses, you've heard them say it a lot of times. We like our guys. We like our guys. Well, if you like them so much, why y'all wait so late to be paying them? What's the issue with that? What's going on, man? What is really going on? He said, I'm not sure Dak is the guy. See, that's the problem with modern day NFL. Back in the day, you used to pay them when they win in the playoffs. Now it's more of, I don't even think it's the players, it's the agents. The agents are playing a big part of this as well. And I totally agree with you where you had to prove something. But, you had a lot of quarterbacks that haven't won anything. Justin Herbert, you had a lot of quarterbacks that really haven't done too much and still got paid. It's the agents pushing, well, this guy is making oh, man, we ain't talking about this guy. We talking about your ass right now. And like you say, 2 playoff wins. I get it, y'all. I get it. It's and I'm a Dak guy, but damn, sooner or later, you got to either piss or get off the pot. You right. You ain't said nothing wrong. You ain't said nothing wrong, man. If Dak doesn't perform this year, it's probably time to move on. And that has been a big talk. That has been a big talk. You're just gonna have to eat a lot of money. And to me, if you're gonna eat money in this contract, then you were better off not even signing him and just eating the $40 million anyway that you would have had to pay him regardless. You would have rather eat that than to have to eat what if you come up off him this year, which is still a lot of things that go into play. Now, this is not trying to apologize for Dak, but there's a lot of things that go into play because, like you say, Brian Schottenheimer, this is his first year as an NFL head coach. Eberflus, he was here. He was here back in 2017 for the Cowboys staff, but at the same time, we know how he exited Chicago. I think everybody was there with their families or wherever you was Thanksgiving, and you watched that blunder, and you was like, "Yeah, that's how you get fired." And that's exactly what happened to him. So that's a lot of question mark right there. And offensive line still right now. Tyler Guyton is a second year. Cooper Beebe second year. Are you going to depend on a rookie at the right guard situation? Can the health stay there? Or what is the running back situation? Are you going running back by committee? Where is Miles Sanders in this situation? Do y'all like Jaden Blue that good? Or what? There's a lot of question marks. Now you getting George Pickens is like, okay. And I feel what you're saying. If Dak can't perform, last year I think they scored a total of 30. They scored 30 plus points, like what, 3 times last year? Maybe 4 out of 17 games. They could not score. Their offense was pathetic because, number one, they couldn't run the football. They went by that running back by committee, and it did not work. Maybe it could have been Mike McCarthy. His run style, it just wasn't working. It seemed like they didn't prepare well. But it's just a lot of question marks. And then you look at the defensive side, you still got injuries. Deron Bland did come back. He did practice today. He was nursing his injury, but Kalen Carson gets hurt. He's banged up. He's going to be out about 4 to 6 weeks. So that hurts. What are you going to do? They did sign Christian Matthew basically yesterday, but they did waive Kelvin Harmon. So they picked up space for Christian Matthew, who came up from the Baltimore Ravens. It's just, and then like I said, you got Carson's out 4 to 6 weeks. Bland did come back, but then you got Carson, you got Diggs, and you got Revel, and you got Butler all dealing with injuries. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the bad look. And the corners that you got right now, you basically got Bland. Kier Elam, I'm hearing, is doing wonders. He's really doing wonders for real. As a Steelers fan, I'm just waiting on Pickens to crash out when CD Lamb gets the targets and Dak doesn't perform. That is another thing. Everybody's saying the right thing, but I've seen CD Lamb lose his shit. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of all this, I've seen him have bad body language. Now you're adding another guy, and CD Lamb said it. Like, they both say it. Like, they're like two of the same type of people. So, if this thing gets off the rails in a bad way and they can't put up points, losing is one thing, but if they at least putting up numbers and putting up points, it can probably massage some things. You got a lot of other factors that boiled into this, but damn, I mean, if this stuff starts sour and they can't put up no points and they're struggling offensively, this could be very bad. Could it lose Brian Schottenheimer's job? I don't know. See, the Joneses have put themselves in a situation where they made this bed, they're going to have to lay in it. Like, for real. I got you. Bet. I need to, hey, appreciate the new sub if you're tuning in, man. Like I said, we always, I need to, I do watch other sports. I just don't be talking about them as much because I do try to keep up with everything in the DFW. But like, as postseason start coming along, of every sport, he'll talk about it for sure. But, I don't know what went down with Pickens over there, and it's to sit there and say, look, Mike Tomlin is a guy who has, had the pulse of the Steelers for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And if George Pickens couldn't get along with that, what makes you think he's going to get along with Brian Schottenheimer if things don't go right? So I'm kind of right there with you. I don't really know what to fully expect coming forward right there. But long as they can put up some points and make it exciting, I guess that's probably the biggest positive that you could get right there. But you're looking at the offensive line, like I said, it's going to be Osmond Richards and it's going to be Nate Thomas. And I believe it's Osmond Richards' job to lose. I think he's going to put himself in a position where he can make that. I felt he was the steal of what was it, the 2022 class? The 22 class. I felt he was the steal of that class. And I think, now that he done had some years up under his belt, now he fully gets the full opportunity. I'm not going to say that, they're going to compete and go Super Bowl with them or, anything like that. But I do believe he's going to be real serviceable. I do believe in that. Now, with dealing with all this adversities, can Brian Schottenheimer withstand? And it's early. But, there was a comparison for Schottenheimer talking about, as much as we talk about football is in his bloodline with Marty Schottenheimer, the late great Marty Schottenheimer, his teams were always great. And, him being around football all the time, we sit here and say he's cut from a cloth of football DNA. And I think he has it in him to withstand what's this circus that's going around in Dallas, going around with the Joneses. So, but he got all those type of vibes. But it's not corny, but it's kind of, I don't want to say it's quirky. It's a little bit more with a little bit more swagger to it, but it's kind of like Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll is his road dog. That's where he feel he has soaked up the most game from. But he kind of got those, he has that demeanor with engaging with all his players, making it family atmosphere but he got the hat to the backwards like Dan Quinn, you know what I'm saying? And let loose. I see you send me with a double. Still 0-0 right now in the Angels. Rangers trying to avoid this sweep going against the Angels. But sitting on that, if you're gonna tell me you have the influence of Pete Carroll, but you got the vibes and the aura of Dan Quinn, then you might catch on to something. It's just, is that gonna be the downfall of all this? That's what you asked yourself. We gave you another receiver. We have been drafting offensive linemen, but people are getting hurt, and it's just something they're gonna have to adjust to. But if any position on this team could withstand injury like that's been happening, multiple injuries, it is the Cowboys offensive line. This has been a position that they have stockpiled up on, and this is something that they've been doing since 2010 started. They've been stockpiling on. They feel good offensive linemen. You can never have too many of them, and I'm kind of right there with them. I fully agree that that's really what you got to have. So, but I mean, can he do it? Now with Michael Parsons and the Joneses, CeeDee Lamb is coming out. Basically, he's saying nah, they're gonna get a deal done. It didn't fall. They're gonna get a deal done. Do we move to third though? We do. Okay. I believe they will get a deal done, but the Joneses is one of those. Look, they come in with something, they expect you to really accept it, and if you don't, they're gonna drag their feet about it. Even though if the deal is good for both teams, they're just still gonna drag their foot about it. And I don't really like that, but it is what it is. But the question was asked to Stephen Jones, why do y'all like dragging out these contracts? Why do y'all do it? Do y'all do it for publicity? But he's not, in no ways are we trying to drag out this stuff for publicity. It just comes to both sides in a matter of time, and and all that bull, you know what I'm saying? But you say you're not about that, but you've done look for the past 4 consecutive years, you have done the same thing. And like I say, going forward next year, Deron Bland gonna want his money. You're gonna have Tyler Smith that want his money, and you're gonna basically keep doing the same thing. Let's go, safe. Wyatt came off the bag and he's out. But he scores in Marcus Simeon. We'll take it. Rangers up 1-0. as much as Jones like to be that guy for the GM, he's really holding you guys back. Jalen told Kevin Colbert and now the moves of Murray from the Steelers, not the Cowboys, don't make. I like I said, a lot of Steelers fans was like the move they made. They like, yeah, you made moves, but were they moves to kind of like make you better? I kind of peeped some of that. I got a partner who does Pittsburgh sports, and he brought that up for sure. Mr. Cowboy, what's good, bro? I know it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time back showing my face. Trying to make sure every Wednesday we make sure we get at least one live a week. But football season, it'll be a different story. So we'll turn it up another notch when it comes football. But we're getting back to Wednesdays around this time, bro, doing stuff like this for sure. Micah Parsons is the problem. Just like TJ Watt, I wanted Watt gone because of the sitting out crap. I get it. You don't want to risk yourself to get hurt and all that. But to be honest with you, if you still have years on your, like I said, I'm all for the players getting paid. But if you still have years on your deal, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's where the Joneses are sitting here saying that they have their argument to where, look, this is not the last. I mean, well, they didn't do that with Dak. But and it still cost them more money. But at the same time, Michael Parsons is one of those, if you're not going to pay, if you're going to drag your feet about some things, then why not try to make the most out of it? What I think about trading Michael Parsons, now look, trading people in the DFW is a very sensitive subject. It is a very sensitive subject. As you see, the topic that we're going to get up to talk about next will be the Dallas Mavericks. It is a very, very sensitive subject. Very sensitive subject to talk about. But nonetheless, trading Michael Parsons will get you some value if you feel like you don't want to pay him. But I think they're going to pay him because Michael Parsons, they didn't believe what Michael Parsons is now when they drafted him. They didn't really believe he was going to be the Michael Parsons now. And now that he's that way, why not? Now, people say, why pay him? Because he was part of a defense that basically went non-existent in 2023 against the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, but 2012, like I said, was their best chance to win because that defense was legit. But Dak Prescott in your offense, just couldn't get it. Couldn't get it. Steven nose is 7 inches long, and it's gonna keep growing. How your nose grow out farther than your private part. That's where you have a problem. Big problem. Big problem. At least Micah, I believe, won a playoff game, TJ. You said it, I didn't. You said it, I didn't. And it did come against Tom Brady, too. A lot of people talk bad about Dak, but I'm like, bro, that Tampa Bay team wasn't that good. Then why everybody picked Tampa Bay to win that game? Everybody picked, Tom Brady is undefeated against the Cowboys. And then they get shell-slacked. Oh, they weren't that good anyway. Damn, man. Come on. What is the deal? Come on now, Cletus. Don't be that way. Don't be that way. Now, if you're a Cowboys fan, would you want to extend George Pickens? Would you want to sign him to extend? Now, this all goes down to see how the season go, right? So we're doing all this trial by error. But let's say he put up 12 touchdowns this year and the Cowboys still finish with like 6-7 wins and he demands a lot of money, over $30 million. You're going to let him walk, right? Because there's no way you're paying 2 receivers over $30 million, right? Right? Never said, hell no. Hell no. To the no. But my man, Mr. Cowboy said yes to get GP3. Two receivers making $30 million, your quarterback making $60 million, which we all know if he makes it out of this year, that will get reduced. It will get reconstructed. We all know that. But you saying if he crash out, you think he gonna get crashed? Yeah. I hope he don't crash out, because if he crash out, it's gonna be contagious. Because I think CD Lamb will be the reason he'll do it too. 25. You saying 25? If he okay, so at 25 is about the highest you'll go. That's still a lot of money when you're paying another receiver 34? Get that, Wyatt? Couldn't get it. That was a nice blue. Nice blue. 25. I ain't mad at 25. I ain't mad at 25. Do you think that's what he'll go for, though? That's a tough question. I think I saw something new in the Dallas Morning News that came around not too long ago. Before we jump into our next subject, talking about some Dallas Mavericks basketball, but what did my man Clarence Hill just write? I mean Calvin Watkins, my bad. Oh, okay. So y'all know there have been fights going on at the Cowboys camp, and what do y'all think about Brian Schottenheimer basically saying there's no more fighting? Forget all that fighting. We're going to be about a team that shows composure and discipline and learn how to, basically fight on the field and within the whistles. They've been getting a little bit extra chippy, and I don't understand how you getting chippy and y'all really ain't in no pads, but it's getting a little extra chippy, and he had them boys running gases. If you don't know what gases is, they might call them football suicides or whatever, but they running from sideline to sideline. Back in my time when we were playing in high school football, that's what they called them, gassers. You had to run them boys in like what? Everybody had to run them boys in like 43, 44 seconds or something like that. Boy, football field, what, 53 yards across going up that, man. It ain't no joke. And then you see how hot it is today? Ooh, Lord. Ooh, Lord. No, GP3, I'm sure he wants 30 million plus. And I'm telling you, I just don't see that ain't gonna happen. So I'm right there with Derpy, my nigga, my boy Derpy Entertainment up in there. 30 mil. He know he ain't getting that here. He gonna crash out if things ain't going his way. That's what you don't want to have. That's what you don't want to have. Oh, yeah, big shout out to the Cooper flag up in there. Cooper flag for sure. For sure. What you say? Stroh's 1-0 today. Who y'all play? Man, hold on. Before we get to that, I want to see what my man Calvin Watkins had wrote. Oh, basically, he's talking about what they learned from Cowboys Camp Wednesday battle at left tackle. Shotty wants more discipline. Like I said, he had them boys running gases. This is Calvin Watkins from the Dallas Morning News, Cowboys beat writer. But let's see. I'm just trying to skim through. Nate Tomlinson, Ozzie Richards took majority of the reps during a shortened but spirited practice. Unofficially, Thomas took the majority of the snaps with 25 with the first team offense. Richards got the bulk of the second team snaps at 20. So that's the word. Nate Thomas basically got more of the reps there at left tackle. This is coming from Calvin Watkins, Dallas Cowboys beat writer from the Dallas Morning News. They talked about Akeem Adeniji. He was supposed to practice, but he was a spectator because he had a health issue going on. So that left mostly Thomas there. Basically, you got these guys gearing up to get everything, but to take the lead as the left tackle with the first team until the scrimmage with the Rams on August 5th, which that is next week. Until then, anything can happen. Injury, poor work in practice, someone else emerges. They talked about Nate the other day. Big man worked his butt off coming off from injury last year. He's massive, plays with great length. Talked about Nate yesterday on the Players' Day Off. Angels tied up. One apiece. What else? Like I said, I like Ozzie Richards, but they're going to go with one of the two with them. But it looked like Nate Thomas is really going to be the guy, new coaching staff, you get a new, you see new eyes, you get a new perspective of what's going on. But there you go. Look like Nate Thomas is probably going to get that first look in the meantime. But see, you still like to have that depth right there. I haven't seen too much of Nate Thomas to really say that he's going to be able to do it good. But I've seen good enough of Osm Richards, though. So if he's doing better than Osm Richards from a new eye perspective, then we might just be in good position right there until Tyler Guyton can come back. Schottenheimer upset with the fighting at practice. Basically yelled some profanities and instructed the team to run sideline. Since y'all want to fight, y'all fight running sideline to sideline there. What do I think about that? I mean, I don't know. The Cowboys have lacked discipline. They have lacked discipline. Is that something to do with it? I guess. But you kind of want your team to have that fight and that fire, though, at the same time. So there's one of those going on. Yeah, the deadline going on, and everybody wanted to know if the Rangers was going to be buyers or sellers in it, but ain't bust not one move. Not one move. CeeDee Lamb said, he's all right with Schottenheimer's message talking about wanting a disciplined team. Like, do we want to be champions? Lamb said of what Schottenheimer said throughout the years of being of us being here. Talent was never the problem for us. It's discipline. How do we get ahead and not behind? Basically, so how do you get ahead and not behind? That's mean preparation, right? Because it seemed like y'all sucked in preparation. Y'all just seemed like y'all did not come ready to play a lot of times in the last few seasons when it especially mattered the most. Word was Dak Prescott threw 3 touchdown passes, one to George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, and Jake Ferguson in the red zone. Joe Milton threw a touchdown pass to John Stevens. Good to see him back. Said Joe Milton also took 2 sacks. Defensive end Ernest Brown left practice with apparent shoulder/neck injury. Defensive tackle Jay Toa left briefly with a hand injury. That's from Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News. What did Joseph Hoyt say? Who's also Cowboys insider for the Dallas Morning News as well. Matt Eberflus basically hopes Demarion Overshown can be his next Sean Lee. What? That's not a good comparison because the last 2 years, Demarion Overshown has been out with season-ending surgeries. But when he's out there, he's good as hell. Who did that sound like? Sean Lee. Boy, Sean Lee, when he was out there and he was healthy, boy, you couldn't stop him. But now, shit. But what I call Gilmore, Stephon Gilmore. Yes, sir. I would. Yeah, I would. I'd call him. I'd call him. That's a good one, Miss Cowboy. I'd call Stephon Gilmore. Just see what you're talking about. But like I said, Stephen Jones ain't trying to spend no money like that, bro. I mean, he spent money on him one time, but as him being older, I don't know. I don't know, man. Why Eberflus hopes Demarion Overshown can be his next Sean Lee. Said he loved talking about Sean, said who coached Sean Lee with the Cowboys from 2011 to 2017. Let's see. It's high praise. Like I said, I don't like that because the Sean Lee was talented, but he stayed injured. Stayed injured way too much. Stayed injured way too much. But he like his speed, he like his IQ of the game, he like his vocalness. He's a junkyard dog. One of them junkyard dog linebackers, see ball, hit ball, go get ball. You know what I'm talking about? And I think Eberflus, that type of defense, Ron Marinelli's defense when he was basically an assistant on the staff while Marinelli was here. That was the mantra of the defense. Look, we might not have the right play called or whatever. We might not be, prepared right, but the effort is not going to be questioned. And, that's something that I think Eberflus is trying to bring back. Now, like I said, you have question marks because we was all with our family last Thanksgiving and we saw exactly how he lost his job, why he's here. So that, that make you a little nervous. Wonder if John Hankins is free. Because you need another defensive tackle with, what is his name? Toa? And they really like that dude. They say that he's actually been making noise, but now you get him to go down, and depending on Mozzie, it just hasn't panned out. It's not working. It ain't working, man. I don't know what to tell you about that, but it's not gonna work. But will running these dudes keep them from fighting? I doubt it. Is Schottenheimer trying to say, look, take y'all emotions out of it and be more business-like? If you're telling me he's doing that, then I'm all for it. But to me, at the pro level, running guys like that, I don't think that really gets the message. But hey, we'll see. Now, young guys, that makes, they get the point. Because you can run them longer because they younger. But as dudes get older, man, they're going to be like, the hell with that. Y'all would have been out here running in the DFW, bro. It was like 106th out here today. The thermometer said 100 degrees, but I'm telling you, it was like a heat index. That boy felt like every bit about a 108, 110 today, bro. Y'all would have been out there running gases like that. Y'all would have called the workforce and said this is illegal. Y'all would have called OSHA or somebody. For real. The 7th round pick went down with what? What did he say? With a hand injury. Said he had a hand injury. So we'll see more about that. That pops up right there. So just too many injuries that's going on. That's my main observation coming from training camp right now, bro. They just having really too many injuries. But if you were going to have injuries to any position spot on the offense, it could have been any position group on the offense. It was the offensive line. And thank goodness that Tyler Guyton's ACL is still intact. Now he has a fracture. Probably one of those that he can heal up naturally and do his thing. So, you get some news about that. Now you just got to figure out what you're going to do, if you're going to put Tyler Booker at the guard spot, or do you go ahead and still put Hoffman over there? What do you do? What do you do at the right guard situation? That's, we're sitting here saying, what are we going to do at tackle and all of that? We need to be kind of figuring out what we're going to do at the right guard. And is it Tyler Booker basically going to have to be plug and play and go in there? And now you're telling me you're going to have plug and play week 1 against the Eagles defensive line. And then you got your situation that you got over there at the left tackle spot. I don't know, man. I don't know. It didn't fall, but we moved to 3rd though. Carter moves to 3rd, tried to take the lead. Good hit, Young. Took it back there. Jonah Heimtime, bottom of the lineup. Coming at the bottom of the lineup. So, we'll have some more things to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. But like I said, bro, as football season coming around, I'll probably start doing more lives gearing strictly to Dallas Cowboys. And like I said, look for me every Wednesday to for sure come back. And basically, we're going to do this for sure every Wednesday. But, stay tuned to the channel if you're subscribed. You'll see my live notifications pop up when we're going to do a live show, but most of these will probably be over the Cowboys and probably dabble into a little bit of the Dallas Mavericks as well. And if the Rangers can make the postseason, then that's how we'll do. So talking about the Dallas Mavericks, I didn't talk much summer league play that went on up in there. He said I can deal with a hand injury for sure. Before I move on to the Dallas Mavericks, Tyler Smith, hey, you would take it. You saying Tyler Smith gonna hold them Georgia boys down, huh? I sure hope so. I sure hope so. But basketball summer league, let me go ahead and chop up about it. About 10 minutes away from 10 o'clock. I need to make sure I get myself in the bed anyway, because we got to get ready to go to work early tomorrow and try to finish off. Oh, did Jonah get hit? Or did he foul it off himself? I think he fouled it off himself and he looked hurt. Damn it, man. Hold on, let me get my charge real quick. Dallas Mavericks, I didn't do a lot of basketball content, especially over the summer league, because the summer league be the summer league. You know what I'm saying? But, Cooper Flagg, got to get a good look at him. I mean, Cooper Flagg, he looks like one of those guys that he's going to blossom into something now. Am I expecting him to take the torch from Luka Doncic? Hell nah. First of all, he don't need to, because your squad is really stacked, especially when healthy. And I just think defensively, I needed to see what really I'm not really much tripping on the offense that, Cooper Flagg is bringing, just because this is not a team that's built for him to run the offense through, for the offense to run through him. So I'm not really tripping on that, but I want to see how could he play defense. I hear this two-way talk, all that type of stuff, his range and how he can protect the rim. And you look up and I'm like, oh no, he actually played pretty decent. Now, like I said, my expectation of him trying to be fill in for Luka is not that. We know Luka was that dude, that talent. So we're not asking him to do that. But if he can defend, and he can he can defend, block shots, steal, and run in transition. Oh, okay. I like that. That's something that's got to be taken. You got defensive versatility to be able to create and transition. Can that work with AD, Gafford, and D Live? And then, they still got Dwight Powell, who picked up his option. I think the Mavericks have filled out two of their 10 two-way players contracts. I think they only have one more left. Who could fill that role? We don't know. Ryan, what is his name? Nimrod? Ryan Nimrod? Bro, he, being he's only about 5'11", 6 foot, but he ended up showing a lot of things that you like, okay, you got an extra dude that you can use for, to create some offense, get the offense set, move the ball, get the offense into the set. So he actually had a great look. What could be for the Mavs backcourt as I'm looking. Miles Kelly, he had one game where he had some good 3-point shooting that fell in there. Mavericks did only win 2 out of 3 games in the summer league. But who can they fill their third two-way spot at? I like Kai Jones, but I just don't think it's just too deep at position at the center right now, especially when you got Dwight Powell. Kessler Edwards, could he take that last role? Although the Mavericks, they don't really need it. They're just having that right there. But I mean, Cooper Flagg, bro, I think he's gonna fit in right well, long as they don't really try to force the offense to go through him and force him to basically be an offensive. Long as they don't do him like that and basically let him find his groove into the game along with PJ and the rest of the squad, I think he's gonna blossom in the right way. I see the tools. I see it. Like I said, to have his size, and he's not slow. You know what I'm saying? He's good laterally. He's good with his feet. I think once he really starts understanding the NBA game, it'll get there. I think against San Antonio, he had 31 points. So Cooper Flagg, it will be something to see. And like I said, please don't have those expectations like he's taking the torch from like the Dirk from Luka to now Cooper Flagg. Please don't have those expectations, because they're not even needed. How is it not needed? He's the number 1 overall pick. How is that not needed? There's just always going to be expectation. Well, let that be the expectation, him being the number 1 overall pick. Let that just be the expectation. And I think the Mavericks will probably be all right. I really do. Now, do y'all think PJ Washington will re-sign with the Mavericks? He's basically coming on the final year of his deal, and he has the option to basically opt, as a unrestricted free agent next year. But what some sources are going in saying that basically he's eligible for an extension August 29th. Eligible for extension for August 29th. Possibly he could re-sign a 3-year extension. And the reason that the 3-year extension is lined up out there because it goes right because Kyrie Irving got his extension for 3 years. AD signed with the trade, the trade that came over. He got 3 years, and then Gafford got a 3-year extension. So it all caps in to what they're trying to do right then and there. So, I think PJ stays. I think the addition of Cooper Flag does not change what PJ Washington has meant for the Dallas Mavericks. And if the Dallas Mavericks want to continue some things going forward, I think he is the key to it. If you're trying to get past Oklahoma City Thunder, then you're going to need that. You're going to need that. And that's not to say that the Mavericks are going to compete for a championship next year just because they won't be healthy enough. But I always kept sitting here saying, bro, Mavericks are healthy. This is a whole different team. Y'all know that. They just got to be healthy. Mavs did name Ethan Kassan as team president of business operations. So Rick Welts, he can basically step aside and get ready to just fully focus on getting the Mavericks new arena. That's basically what he's trying to do instead of trying to do the day-to-day operations along with trying to, get things ready for the new arena plans that they have for the Dallas Mavericks after their lease comes up in the American Airlines Center. 2030? Is it 2030 or 2031? Their lease comes up, and they're basically trying to get on the ball right now and have things ready. As you know, what Rick Wells has already did, but Ethan Kassan has been a guy who came from San Francisco 49ers. He helped Levi Stadium get built, the new Niners stadium get built. Minnesota, what is it? Is it the Target Center or whatever? That just got built and brought in a lot of money to the city of Minnesota. So you bringing in Ethan Kassan to basically oversee the day-to-day business operations and basically to make sure that this project is going to be, they say once they build this new arena, it will be something game-changing that the Mavericks are basically going to unveil. So I know y'all mad at the front office, but this is something that I'm looking forward to. Maybe a lot of us can get a job up there or something like that, make a side hustle. Mavericks preseason schedule has been announced. Looking at the preseason for the 2025 and 26 season, it will get the debut, basically the number 1 draft pick of Cooper Flag and the rest of his teammates. Dallas will open the preseason on Monday. Mark your calendars, Monday, October 6th, with the neutral site game against the reigning NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder in Dickies Arena. That is not a neutral site game, but at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, that's down the street for the Mavericks. Mavericks will also have preseason games against Charlotte, at American Airlines Center, at Utah, and against the Los Angeles Lakers in Vegas. Additionally, the team announced it will hold training camp in Vancouver, Canada from September 30th to October 4th at Simon Fraser University. I do not know why. Preseason ticket sales, they already been up there, but look here. So October 6th, 7:30, you're going to see the reigning NBA champs Oklahoma City Thunder take on the Mavericks. Then that Saturday, October 11th, which I don't think he'll be paying attention to that because you'll be bedded in the college football season right there on that Saturday. And if you live around these parts in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, around that time, I believe that is the Red River rivalry game. So plan accordingly. Then, like I said, the 13th, they got Utah, and then Wednesday, they finish off October 15th against the Los Angeles Lakers. So, I mean, like I said, bro, the Mavericks, just because they're going to be healthy, they might be the same type of team that they were, just trying to fight just to stay alive in the bottom of the Western Conference, depending on the health situation. Now, I don't think Anthony Davis is that good for this team. I mean, I could be wrong, but is he that good where if he stayed healthy the whole season until Kyrie got back could make a difference to keep them into the 6th seed? Highly doubt it. And that's more just because he's probably going to be hurt. That's probably why it is. It's just more than anything, he's going to be hurt. But like I said, when the Mavericks get ready to make their new arena, it will be something that now will they just have the fan support when it goes down? This right here, this draft pick that you got with Cooper Flag, and you talk about your 3-year window, you better cash in right now. There is a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure. Everybody's seeing Luka's healthy and all that type of stuff. What happens if the Lakers win the championship? Then that means Luka was that good because their team is not that good. That's facts. Like I say, a healthy Mavericks team against the Lakers, even with the just straight up healthy. I'm telling y'all know the Mavericks is a better football team, better basketball team. Y'all know it. It ain't even really no debating that right there. You know what I'm saying? But maybe that's just how I feel, or maybe that's how I look at it. But that's just how I see it as. But we'll see with the Mavericks, bro. Just had to kind of give my piggyback on. I haven't really talked that much about Cooper Flag coming up into the mix, as I've been basically paying attention to baseball season going in there, as Corey Seager does get a base hit, as they're in the top of the 6th, tied up 1 apiece. Been really locked in the baseball season going here, so that's what's been happening on that front. But I was able to check out some content creators and some of the Maverick pages and all that type of stuff, getting some highlights, looking at everything. And like I say, the versatility is there for him. Yeah, it is. And if he can be a two-way player that can play like that, and his offense, somewhere he can catch an offensive game that fits within the offense, then yeah, that's going to be a dream scenario right there. But really, we just need him to be that extra body that gives us length. Defensively, I think the Mavericks, you're going to have a hellacious time trying to score. Unless you are unconscious from behind the 3-point line, you're going to have a hell of a time trying to play the Dallas Mavericks. Because defensively, they're going to have length, bro. They're going to just cause you a lot of headaches. They really are. They really are. Like I told you. Oh, he's out. Corey. Oh, he's safe. He's safe. Corey Seager stole. What? Man, your hamstring bet not be hurt after you done stole, bro. Oh, he didn't steal. It was more like a wild pitch. Yeah, it was a wild pitch. It went in the dirt. He couldn't corral it. Good job. Heads up by Corey Seager like that. I don't really know him to be running and doing it like that. Oh, and then Marcus Semien get a blooper. Semien shot. Come on, Sieg. Come on, Sieg, around home. Let's go. Rangers take the 2-1 lead. Credit to Marcus Semien with the Semien shot. Semien shot. Yes, sir. Rangers up 2-0. Yeah, man. Wow, Rob. But I was going to start this at 9 o'clock, but I had to just wait till the final seconds went off for the Dallas Wings and Atlanta Dream game that went off. Game that did go all the way down to the last second. It was a back and forth. That fourth quarter was something to behold and something to see. But the Wings end up suffering their 20th loss of the season, as they are 8-20 on this season. Coming out the All-Star break, Paige Beckers and Arike Ogunbowale, as you see, their chemistry is starting to light it up. They're putting up double-digit points. I think Paige Beckers, every game she's been in double figures. But she came really hot in the second quarter. She got started, but in the second half, she really got hot. The Wings did shoot 50% from the free throw line and from the 3-point line. They didn't get to the free throw line as much. They got out rebounded. They was -8, but it was more about they were really good in the turnovers and they got points off of turnovers. The main thing was once they really got the game within hand and they really tried to catch the lead, Atlanta would just either hit a big shot, get a shot going in down low, just some things that they just can't all put it together right now. As this is a team that's struggling to find themselves with a whole new turnaround that they have with coaching staff and management. It's just something that the Wings have got to figure out. But as they sit there at 8-20, it's something that hurts, man. But I mean, Paige ended up keeping them girls close along. The pickup of what's her name? Lee. Man, that chick, bro, she can ball. I've always liked Tara McCown. She just don't really be good in her feet like that. But Paige, when I was watching the game, Dolis Garcia, what you do? You fouled it off yourself too, and he hurt. Good Lord. But when I was watching the game, Paige started getting the 3-ball going in. And like I said, Enrique Ogunbowale, her defense turned up. The Stars actually came through and tried to close it. It's just the Dream just ended up hitting more shots. That's all it was. Cam, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for stopping by one time. You went to the game tonight, so you just now getting back from College Park, huh? I know that game was lit, man. I was watching it through the TV, man, and I was just like, this got to be a game that the Wings have got to get. They got to get it. The Stars are playing. The Stars are, showing that they have the will, and it just didn't happen. It just didn't fall through. Like I said, Enrique, she could have had more, but she really hit some shots going down in the fourth quarter. But Paige Becker, she was really telltale in the second half. She really went off. She scratched bad. You can tell once she get a couple of seasons under her belt, bro, she's going to be hard to deal with. But she had 21 that led the Wings tonight. Just wasn't enough. Like I said, the Dream, they just hit a few more shots. They hit a few more shots than the Wings did, and that's basically what cost them the game. The Wings played good enough to win this game. They actually should have won this game, but hey. You say Enrique might get traded. You can kind of look in her attitude. I mean, when it came late, she tried to hit some big shots, and her defense is there. It's just the way Paige is going and the way that's out. Oh, it's on the back wall. That's a double for Wyatt Langford. Yes, sir. One of them 2-out rallies. Let's go, Wyatt. You really think Enrique? One of the key pieces. It is a whole new staff. What makes you say that? If you want to drop that in the chat, what makes you say you feel Enrique is going to get traded? Now, I think Paige showing she's good. What's the name? Dejanay? The couple pieces that have brought in have been pretty good. Enrique, she just kind of sometimes she kind of falls back. You know what I'm saying? And it just, I guess, is it Paige that's taking the limelight like that? I don't know. But the Wings, bro, I'm looking at them. They're getting better. In the beginning of the season, they were like terrible. They were really terrible. They were getting like handled. There's still some games that they get handled, but bro, they're playing competitive ball. This game, like I said, they should have won. They just came up short. Atlanta hit some big shots. There's been rumors, and she's not as good from last year. And you know what's crazy about that? Hopefully, she was hurt this year. Hopefully, it's not a repeat of last year, because I felt Satu Sabali. I was like, bruh, we need to keep her. And then all of a sudden, it just seemed like she just didn't want to be here no more. And she was hurt all the season. It just, you saw the writing on the wall. And with you being at the game, you looking at, and I know you're covering, make sure y'all check out Cam's YouTube channel as well. He holds it down for Mavs and Wings talk. He'd probably be the one to tell you, man, look, as it's looking, it might be time for her to have a new scenery. Because there's a whole new movement that's coming in Dallas right now, coming behind Paige Beckers and all the other moves that they brought in as well. Now, a lot of these moves that brought in, they had to do it just because, damn, people hurt. Folks is hurt. But like I said, it says 8-19, but the Wings are 8-20. It's just one of them type of seasons. Who they play next? Who do the Wings play next? Schedule. They will play. It'll be in August. They will play Friday. Indiana Fever on Ion. Are you going to that game, Cam? I think that's the one that's going to be in American Airlines Center. I think that one's going to be in the AAC. So Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers get to go at it again Friday. So should we drop us a live Friday? We'll check that game out. You'll have the Rangers and Mariners basically in a real deep series. That game is 9:00. You know what? Yeah, we can do something. That's going to be a critical series for the Rangers as they start off against the Mariners on Friday night. So maybe we'll drop a live. We'll go ahead and get it set. Talk about the Wings, talk about the Rangers. Then we'll probably drop and talk some Dallas Cowboys still. Why not? So we'll go ahead and get the live set up for that. Try to do something Friday night. It won't probably be 9:00. It'll probably be 9:30-ish, close to 10 maybe. But yeah, we'll drop something and do something like that for sure. Yeah, now let's talk about the Texas Rangers. Oh my gosh, bro. You want to talk about a roller coaster ride? That is the Texas Rangers. Oh my goodness. Coming out of All-Star break, they had you believing. They had you believing that they were back. The offense is starting to put up runs. This is what we were missing. This is what we needed. Then you come into a series where you have a chance to really gain extra ground in postseason play in the wild card, not just in the wild card, in the AL West. You come against the Angels of Anaheim. Damn it, you give up one. And Jacob deGrom took the mound and he got slacked. Now and I think it was in game one. Now he did. I think he had 7 strikeouts. He had 7 strikeouts, but it just didn't work. Yeah, he went 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, 5 earned runs. Now he had 8 strikeouts, but damn, gave up 2 homers. That's just not deGrom what you normally see. He left pitches hanging, and the Angels had no problem taxing his ass. It was really depressing to see because they get the double play. 5, 6, 5, 5, 4, 3, double play. Let's go. That's not 5, 4, 3. That was 6, 4, 3 because with the shortstop. My bad. But bro, you coming out the All-Star break, y'all just came out of Arlington with 2 sweeps. I did just drop the last vlog for the against the Atlanta Braves. That was a fun game. That was me coming straight back from South Padre, literally off an 8-hour drive, jumping in and getting to that game because I had already missed the game that Tuesday where the lineup went bonkers. But you coming off of 2 sweeps. You're like, okay, we go play the Angels who started to fall back and everything. And we got Jacob deGrom coming out there. And you mean to tell me he give up 7 hits, 2 home runs, 5 earned runs? Goodness gracious. Now, the bats tried, but I'm telling you right here, right now, this Jock Peterson, bro, I am tired of him being a Texas Ranger, bro. I'm just being real, bro. His numbers, he wouldn't even qualify for AAA right now. Like, for real, he'd be single high, whatever. But, bro, he is not getting it. There was plenty of times he had runners in scoring position and just flanked out like he's been doing all year. Now, a lot of people are saying, bro, he just came off the injury list. Okay, what about before the Evaldi punches him out? How many is that? 5 Ks? But yeah, bruh, you've had a sample size to see what he done before he has even before that even came about, bro. And it's just nah, bro. He's hitting like 112. How you hit 112, bro? And I ain't talking about, bad boy neither. But 112, I think it's worse than that. It might be worse than that. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, Josh Young, he ended up making the game close. It gave them a chance when he hit a home run late. But outside of that, the Rangers gave up a 3-spotter in the sixth inning that just crushed them. DeGrom just not being on his game, that really hurt the Rangers, and that's rare that you get a starting pitcher not on his game, especially Jacob DeGrom. He's been mostly good all year. Now, a lot of people are saying now he done played all year. Is he getting fatigued? This was my main issue coming with the Rangers, saying, are they back? Because, damn, if we said the bats got to come along sooner or later, and now they started coming along, but are the arms tired? That's what you're hoping that don't happen. Now, yesterday they ended up losing 8-5 in another game where the bullpen really failed it. Bullpen really failed him. Patrick Corbin really got the mound. He didn't really last long. He gave you 5 innings, only 3 hits, gave up 2 earned runs, gave you 6 strikeouts. But I don't know what happened with John Gray, but I told you all from the jump, John Gray need to cut all that shit off his head and his face. Because he came in and not even a full inning, 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits, 4 earned runs, walked 3 batters. He fucked the game off. He basically fucked the whole game off. Now the Rangers, what's fucked up is Rangers only got five runs, but they ended up putting up 14 hits. They hit. The offense actually did what they didn't do was they didn't capitalize with runners in scoring position. They left 8 on base. That hurt. But damn, this game, like I said, Patrick Corbin, 5 innings, only give up 2 runs. That's about around the 2-3 runs. That's about around the average. Then John Gray comes in, bro. You walk 3 batters, give up 4. That cost them the whole game. Now, I've been looking forward to seeing John Gray coming back around, but damn, that game hurt. And there's been a lot of things going on in LA where it's hard to get these fly balls in the outfield. Can't nobody pick them up. Adolis Garcia done had a plenty good drops. But from the last time we talked, the Rangers were struggling to be a 500 team. As you see right now, they are 4 games over 500. They are up 2-1 right now. Can they hold that and continue to flow of pace? They were 4.5 games back of the AL West and basically sitting there neck and neck with Seattle. That's why starting Friday, that will be a big series, 4-game series. Is it a 4-game or 3 games? It's a 4-game series. Starting Thursday. Kumar Rocker gets the start. Jack Leiter will get the Friday start. Jacob DeGrom will get the Saturday start. And Patrick Corbin will get the Sunday start. And then they play the Yankees back at Globe Life Field on Monday. Nathan Eovaldi gets the start. And we will be in the building for that one. So, man, like, subscribe, hit to that notification. I'm trying to make sure I get back to it with y'all, man. Like I said, July has been a busy month. Daughter's birthday. We were able to get vacation in. We squeezed it in last minute. So when you squeezing stuff in last minute, you're trying to prep and all that type of stuff. You're kind of freestyling, and it's almost like moving in a way. So that's why you haven't seen too much of me. Time to take a break and getting ready for the football season going on, and hopefully getting ready for a Rangers postseason run. Hopefully that they're trying to get. Like I said, they're up 2-1 against the Angels right now in the top of the 7th. Right now they're sitting at 56-52. They are 1 game back of the final wild card spot. And all the Rangers got to do is just basically win more series than they lose going out. And I think they can get into that postseason play. Because me personally, if they get into the postseason, they have the starting pitch and win healthy. Because if they get into the postseason, you're going to get most likely Tyler Mahle back. They're going to have the damn near the best pitching starting rotation in the postseason, National League or American League. Because like I said, Patrick Corbin, he gave you 5 innings, only gave up 2 runs. You hope DeGrom don't give you another one of those games, but for the most part, you know what DeGrom is going to give you. Nathan Nasty Valdi, as he's been out there dealing today. Patrick Corbin, like I said, he's pretty good. That's 4 good pitchers. You know what I'm saying? From DeGrom, Evaldi, Malley when he comes back healthy, and Corbin. Now, who's going to be your 5th pitcher is all you got to figure out. Is it going to be Jack Leiter? Do Kumar Rocker be the relief? Does he move to the bullpen? The Rangers desperately need a closer. I think they have some arms, but if John Gray is going to keep being the way that he's been going on the downward move. There you go. Don't fall nowhere. Going to the bottom of the 7th, this stretch time against the Angels. Rangers still up 2-1. Let's see if they hold that down. Like I said, we're looking to probably go ahead and start us, do us a live Friday. So y'all make sure y'all jump in, chap in with y'all boy. If y'all ain't got nothing to do Friday night, we'll have it late. It'll be over the Rangers and Mariners game, but we'll go over the Wings game as well. So, man, it's been a minute since I talked to y'all, man. For real, I feel like I can break down some more Ranger stuff, but it's getting ready to be 10:30. Trying to, and it's a weekday. We got to, this first week back from vacation and stuff like that. So I'm still trying to gear it. It's like, man, I want to wake up and still see the beach, but that ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? You got to get back to reality. Whoop, there goes gravity. So, is there any more Dallas Morning News articles that just broke down, if anything, about, Okay, so here goes an article by Evan Grant right now that was dropped 34 minutes ago. Could the Texas Rangers move on from John Gray? You hear what I've been saying? And he just wrote this 30 minutes ago. Here's what a potential trade could look like. Consider last year's trade of Michael Lorenzen to open up room for Andrew Chafin and Carson Kelly. The Rangers moved salary to add a bit of salary without adding a ton of already over the CBT tax payroll. Gray's return to the roster last week was held for flexibility. It gave Bruce Bochy, but there's one other way he could provide flexibility: by being traded to a team willing to absorb most or all of approximately $3.9 million left on his contract. Here's how it would have to look like, unless they change hard, which they would probably only do for a long-term controllable player. The Rangers have less than $1 million in payroll flexibility under the luxury tax. So y'all looking for the Rangers to do be buyers or something? They ain't got no money to buy nothing. They ain't doing nothing. They're stuck with what they got. They stuck with what they got. That's simply not enough to get even a rental closer unless the trade partner is willing to absorb whatever cost overruns there might be. To do that, they would likely require the Rangers to up their ante in terms of prospects. I do not want to give up Sebastian Wilcott. I ain't trying to hear that. See, like I said, trading people in the DFW is a very sensitive subject. Oh, good job, Josh Young. A solution: create more flexibility. If a team seeking a starter or a multi-inning reliever would take Gray and the bulk of his deal, it would give the Rangers a lot more room, certainly enough to add either Pittsburgh's David Bednar, approximately $1.8 million remaining on his deal, plus a year of control, or Tampa Bay's Pete Fairbanks, approximately $1.25 million, or Washington's Kyle Finnegan for approximately $1.7 million. You see, none of these are for $2 million. They ain't got no money right now. They don't want to pay that tax for the 3rd straight year because it's going to cost them about over 50% of interest rate. It might even land enough money, extra money, to add a secondary relief option or a complimentary right-hand bat, such as Minnesota's Harrison Bader. $1.9 million. So on paper, it looks easy, but in addition to find willing trade partners, which is hard enough, it would probably require 3 separate trades with financial negotiations and an accountable and tablet to the potential tax burden to the penny. So we're sitting here saying that the Rangers ain't gonna make no moves, but if they're gonna have to sell to make any moves, and I just think with everything coming down to where it's coming down to, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen. They're just gonna have to stay put and work with what they got. That's what I think. That's what they might just do. Evaldi's still out there going full 7 innings right now. He got 2 outs, only at 90 pitches right now. So he done basically did his deal. He get this last out. He done gave you 7 innings. Get your setup guy. Now you got a reliever. Boom. But basically you done used 2 bullpen guys. You should be good. Getting ready to go into this crucial stretch against the Seattle Mariners starting tomorrow. Because I think, Kumar Rocker is pitching tomorrow. So you're going to need that bullpen help. So it'd be good to keep him fresh to see how much Evaldi can go out here. He's on top of the count right now, too. And that's a pop out. Somebody call it. Bingo. Evan Carter calls it. 1, 2, 3 for Nathan Evaldi as he goes 7 innings. 7 innings for Evo. For real. So, like I said, that was 91 pitches he done threw? Yeah. Will that be the end? I don't know. He only got 4 strikeouts. He done walked 2 batters, but he done kept it under control. 6 hits, only 1 earned run. You would think he'd had more strikeouts than that, but he really doesn't. He got 92 pitches and 58 of them strikes. Just done gave up 6 hits. But hey, only 1 run, I'll take it in 7 innings. And like I said, now you can bring 1 relief pitcher, the setup guy, and then you can bring your closer. So there's just 2 bullpen pitchers. That's it. After the Rangers basically come up to bat in the top of the 8th, after they go, basically we'll watch them at the top of the 8th. And after they finish that off, we'll sign off going right here. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's been a minute, y'all. It's been a minute, man. I appreciate all y'all who still been rocking with y'all, boy. Like I said, every Wednesday, we're going to make sure that we're back on it like we was with the IE Sports Radio. So at least once a week, you'll at least catch me there. Now, during football season, we could probably be doing a lot more stuff that comes down to the weekend. But Wednesday, for damn sure, we're going to always hold it down. Like I said, I'm probably looking to do something Friday as well, as we look to kind of lock ourselves into the house this weekend and just, do some upgrading around here. Probably put some more decor up here in the background for DFW Sports. So, do some things like that. But yeah, man, it's been a minute since I done hit y'all up with a live sitting from the stew. I've been having problems with my phone as well. So I've been going to these games, but it's hard for me to go live because for some reason my battery life just goes to shit. But now I just got the software update to 18.6. So hopefully the battery life seems like it's going to actually last a little bit longer, and then I can end up getting those lives like that. Top of the lineup, Smitty is up there. He's 0 for 2 right now. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Fouls off the first pitch. Let's see. Let's see what you got next. I'm pretty sure y'all can see it in the background too. No, sir. That was border. Oh, that was close. I need a little bit of insurance right here. And if you do get it, let's say the Rangers put up a couple of innings. Do you put out Nathan Evaldi? You know what I'm saying? Smitty grounds out. 1 out. Yeah, man, it's been a long time, man. Last live I did was like a month ago or something like that. Let me look back at when was the last time I dropped something like a live? Like I said, I'm trying to get back into it, man. Daughter getting older, trying to that was a lot of thuggish ruggish. Yeah. Yeah, it's been about over a month, fam. Yeah, it's been over a month. Woo, we got to get back to it. Come on, Sieg. Seager is 0 for 3, but he reached on an error. Come on, man. Can't go 0 for today. That's a strike. He got struck out. Seager goes 0 for 4 tonight. Struck him out looking. Marcus Semien on the deck. He got the hot bat. He's 2 or 3 today. And he got the RBI. That helped put him in. Put him over. That's foul ball. 1-1. 1-1. Man, 2 guns. Ain't heard from him in a minute. Man, doing some things, and like I said, I need to get my stuff going. I'm trying to get back up on my ish where, we can start putting this back on X as well. So, boy, y'all almost got hit with that foul ball. Y'all better keep y'all head on swivel. 2 outs right now. Can Marcus Semien rally with one of them 2-out rallies? As like I said, he is 2 for 3. Rangers are up 2-1. Top of the 8th inning. Come on, Semien. Wild pitch right there. You didn't have to go get it. Boy, heads up. He wasn't even close to trying to get. He came right at you. You weren't even close to catching. Boy, you got to get your skills up. Nah, that's sunk. All right, full count. Let's go, Semien. Like I said, the Rangers, bro, since the All-Star break, they've been playing the best baseball, but then they got into this series, and we done got brought back to reality. And what sucks is you're going to have a 4-game trip in Seattle where you have not won. Semien goes 3 of 4 today with a single. Folks wanted him gone. Folks wanted him gone. He don't belong on this team. I think you're best. I think you needs to shut your mouths. All right, Adolis, what you got? Adolis is 0 for 3. Semien, I'm about to say Semien will steal. Like I said, I'm gonna take y'all to the end of this inning, and we'll just have it as a wrap. And like I said, most likely I'll probably jump back on Friday. Every Wednesday we're jumping back on for sure. We're locking that back in. Semien with the steal. Garcia's he's safe. Semien with the steal, and he's safe. Garcia did take the strike, though. They're going to look at it. Oh, no, they said he's safe. Let it roll. Good jump, Semien. 34, and he still can get out the gate. And he's still getting out the gate. Like I said, Cowboys, bro, I'm just rambling as coming down to this last out. There you go. Don't chase the high fastball, Adolis. Do not chase it. But we'll have a lot of Cowboy talk coming up here, man. It's about to be football season. Hopefully the Rangers will get into the postseason, and we'll start, like I said, man, it's just going to be about really going in hard. You know what I'm saying? Good. Pick that up. Adolis, take a yard. Get out of there. Let's go. Adolis with the 2-run homer. Let's go. Oh, 1. All for Texas, baby. All for Texas, baby. Adolis El Bombi Garcia. Yeet. 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 Don't get swept by the Angels, man. Y'all been playing some of the best baseball coming out of the All-Star break, bro. Y'all could not get swept by the Angels. There you go, Adolis. There you go, Adolis. Home run in 10 consecutive road games. Rangers hitters. Like I said, the bats have came alive. That was a crushing one. He picked that boy up too. To be honest, that was a bad swing, but he picked that bitch up like during Beltray. Hit that boy off one knee. You go. And why was? Are you serious? He hit the ball. I didn't even think he touched the ball. But why it gets on though? Why it gets on? It's one of them 2-out rallies. Big win. I guess he did touch it. They're not even trying to argue it. Yeah, they're not trying to argue it. Pitch and change for the Angels as the Rangers are up 4-1. As Adolis gets a 2-run home run bomber. Gives the Rangers some insurance. And now I said, if they put up a couple more runs, do you keep Nathan Eovaldi out there? I doubt they do it. I doubt they do it. Like I said, Mavericks win healthy. They're gonna be a team hard to fuck with. My Stars, we'll talk about some Stars hockey sooner or later, but it is kind of crushing how they they made 3 Western Conference Finals, and in the last Western Conference Final they got crushed. Now they do open their season against the Winnipeg Jets, though. I think that's October 6th or something like that in Winnipeg. So that's what we're looking forward to. Is that, like I said, Cowboys. Y'all know I support Dak to the fullest. Y'all know I'm a foe guy, but I'm nervous as hell for that guy this up and coming season. Now, we always say when you are down on the Cowboys coming into a new season, that's normally when they, prove you wrong. And if you're too high on them, that's when they always let you down in the rough way. But this is one of those years I'm like, I don't see it like that. I just think they just really have too many question marks. And the way this front office is really going to get now, it all depends on the players because they are playing, but the way this front office really, quote unquote, take care of their star players. Schottenheimer can be a player's coach all he wants. He can say the right things. He can be hip with these guys all he wants. Bottom line is, if the resources ain't good enough, all of this goes for naught. That's bottom line with the Cowboys. Now, anything can happen. But you know why it gonna steal too? Higashioka on deck. He threw that one straight in the dirt. Let's put up some more runs then. Kyle Higashioka is 1 for 3. I think he got a solo home. No, he had a triple to start the game. It was damn near an inside the park home run. And he gets a single right there. 2 on base for the Rangers. Ooh, no, my bad. Good hit, Higgy. Now we need another solid shot as well. I said, man, as soon as this inning is over, I was going to, you know what I'm saying? I was going to get up off of here, but, one of them 2-out rally specials, something that the Rangers would be good at. Oh, that was a strike. Evan Carter is on deck right now. He's 0 for 2 today as well. 0 for 2 with a walk. Batting .242 this year. Below the zone. Wyatt, I don't think it's no need to steal third. But, a base hit, basically, that'll work. So if you're at third, let's see what they do. Can they keep adding? That 2-out rally special. And he throws the ball in the dirt. Pitcher ain't got no command right now. Look like we about to blow this open. About to blow it open. Be patient, Evan. Be patient, bro. That's what we really like about it. Oh, so Sean Armstrong is warming up in the bullpen. You won't see Nathan Eovaldi come back out as he gave you chase. And Evan Carter gets a single. Bases are full of Rangers. Evan Carter, he brings in Wyatt Langford. Let's go. I told you a base hit. Let's go. Rangers up 5-1. One of them 2-out rally specials. Boy, Wyatt can run. I thought that was gonna be bases loaded, but as soon as he heard the shot, he went. Wyatt can run, bro. He ain't even have a chance. Josh Young on deck, and this dude keep throwing it in the dirt. And it's still two Rangers on base right now. With 2 outs, one of them 2-out rally specials we was calling for it. Rangers basically putting up a 3-spotter in the 8th inning. And that's the end of the inning right there. Unless Josh Young beats it out, and he does. Bases are full of Rangers. And it's still 2 outs. Still with 2 outs. Josh Young beat it out because the third baseman couldn't make the play. He ended up dropping. It would have been a tough play for him to make anyway, but he ended up dropping the ball. Now, you got bases full of Rangers right now with 2 outs. That was Josh Young. Who's up next? Jonah Heimtime at the bottom of the lineup. I swear you came into the – I swear. This inning, bro. Yeah, this inning started with the top of the lineup. They're all the way at the bottom of the lineup. Yeah, buddy. All right, Jonah, you know what time it is. Bases are full of Rangers. 5-1. Takes the first pitch as a strike. Jonah Heim is 0 for today. He's 0 for 3. He got 3 career grand slams. Ball, 1-1. Like I said, started with Marcus Semien in this inning action. Marcus Semien, because Josh Smith grounded out. Seager grounded out. No, Seager struck out. And then Semien, or was it Wyatt Langford? I think it was Wyatt Langford ended up getting on. Semien got on, brought him in. Come on, Jonah. In the dirt. Again, 2-2. Sean Armstrong and Cole Winn is in the bullpen. So we don't know who is going to come out who's going to be the setup guy. Cole Winn has done both. We don't like Sean Armstrong in the closing spot. Damn, Heim, you didn't even need to reach for that. That was going to be a ball anyway. That was full count right there. Yeah, you didn't even need to, bruh. That was a bad pitch to swing at. Come on, Jonah. Jonah in the 9-hole being the full count. Let's go. Boy, we've been on this thing for what? About an hour and a half. Like I said, so we'll see what this last out bring, but we're going to sleep good tonight anyway. Jonah Heim staying alive. He's staying alive. 3-2 still to count. 2 outs still. Like I said, I swear we started the 8th inning at the top of the lineup. We are all the way at the bottom of the lineup with 2 outs, and the bases are full of Rangers. Fouled it again as Jonah Heim is making them work, staying alive. This pitcher right now that they got in, 16 pitches in? He just came, he came in about before the bases got loaded, I believe. Let's go. Full count pitch. And he walks him in. Free run. The base is still loaded. What's that, 6-1? Oh, man. I'm trying to get off the stream, man, but I'm trying to see if the Rangers are about to bust this open. Trying to see if the Rangers are about to bust this open. Bro, they done put up, they had 2 runs coming in today. Bro, they done put up a 4-spotter. Goodness gracious. Let's go. Come on. New pitcher coming in for the Angels. Like, damn, bro. I mean, y'all should have just let him finish it. I mean, the bases has been loaded. What more y'all want? Let us put up a cricket number and then we can be straight. If you haven't already, follow me on Drewski on X at Drewski Self-Made. It's worth the follow. It is worth the follow. Let's see. Ooh, wee. All right, who is this former guy y'all got up in there? It don't matter. It don't matter. We on that 2-out route, and we back at the top of the lineup. Y'all been stuck on, we've been stuck on 2 outs for a minute. We on one of them real crucial 2-out rally specials. Josh Smith, he swings at the first pitch and misses. 0-1. Josh Smith, who is 0 for today, 0 for 3. That's something rare that you see. But he has took a walk. 5 plate appearances. Come on, you got to get something. And he's down in the count 0 for 2 as he fouls that one off. Like I said, we getting ready to close up the stream, man. It's been a while since I done came at y'all, bro. But like I said, expect me every Wednesday. I done already set them up live for every Wednesday. We'll be back live around that 9 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, yeah, man. I'm trying to work out some more kinks, add some more things, and then we're going to end up moving this show, have YouTube and X so we can get a little bit more, activity in the chat. So if you haven't already, if you're not on X, get there and then when you do get there, follow me at Drewski Self-Made. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know what's up. Let's go ahead. Ooh, and he took the strikeout as Josh Smith goes over. But not after the Rangers put up a 4-spotter in the 8th inning. And it really started, Simeon got on base, and then it started with Adolis basically bringing him in with a 2-run homer. That basically put it up right there. The Rangers ended up working wide lane for Kyle Higashioka, and then you had Josh Young, and then, just falling down the list, Rangers end up having a big 8th inning, getting some run insurance, 2 innings left. I'm pretty sure we're probably going to see Sean Armstrong come out here on the mound to be, the setup guy, and then it depends who we're going to go with at the relief situation. It could be Cole Winn, it could be somebody else, but I'm taking this as a Texas Ranger victory. I'm hoping they avoid the sweep. I'm looking forward to actually getting, linking up with y'all Friday night about around 9:30ish. So look forward to that. I'm gonna go ahead and get the live set up by tomorrow. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned to your boy coming in Friday night. Talk some more Cowboys, talk some more Dallas Wings, talk some more Texas Rangers, more DFW sports. High school football is getting ready to gear up as college football is getting ready to gear up. Talk about TCU and SMU athletics as well. But coming outside of the DFW, I'll talk some Florida State football too. You know what I'm saying? Going all on that way, man. It's been a fun one. Like I said, every Wednesday, man, 9 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Ain't nothing about to change no more. We're going to make sure we hold that segment down, but we'll also just have lives in between of going over just what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? So just stay tuned to the new channel. Make sure you hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell for your boy one time. Keep up to date all with DFW sports from the fans' perspective, a super fan perspective, and myself. Other than that, man, y'all know where y'all at, man. It's all good, man. I'm just trying to represent, bring y'all some sports content, and we can just talk about any team that you like. That's your favorite part, just jump in the chat and let me know. But we're going to hold it down for DFW sports, but we'll hold it down for sports anyway. And it's just for the fan to connect to the next fan, in the next geographic, you know what I'm saying? So for everybody who caught this, man, for everybody who was in the chat, man, appreciate that, man. If you're catching this on the playback, man, much love and support. Hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Follow me on X at Drewski Selfmade. Every Wednesday, we're going to be doing it from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's how we're going to hold it down. Football season, we're taking it up another level. But Friday, we will go ahead and drop us a live. We'll have some more things to cover with the Texas Rangers and the Dallas Wings and maybe some Dallas Cowboy news as well. So, man, appreciate y'all for staying in lock with y'all, boy. Until then, man, y'all know what it is. Make sure you do everything with love. Ain't nothing changed. Do everything with love because love always wins. That's the law. And with that, I'm out, y'all. Peace.
Self-made independent hoe, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy and know that keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a rap laxative, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made not a title cause it's my identity, and wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in the symphony. That keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency, and ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.